That's it, huh? Matt, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Kelly.
Matt, nice to meet you.
You as well.
All right, so what's going on with it?
I bought it July of last year and then drove it for a little bit. I noticed the fan was staying on and I was kind of worried about that, and then I drove it to like 71st and Highway 75, and on my way back it kind of acted like it was out of gas maybe, and it wanted to die. And then we got home, the fan stayed on for 7 minutes, so I took it to AMCO and they said their best guess about the fan was that it's trying to cool the turbo down, didn't address the almost dying part. And then so I just kept driving it and it just keeps dying randomly, and it seems like it dies more in warmer weather. And then we like kind of googled some things, and it's the like soldered on fuel pump relay that like some people are saying that it's a common thing in the Mini Coopers that
Yeah.
it, like expands and then it causes it to just randomly die for no reason.
Okay. Yeah, well, I can take a look at that. I mean, well, that's some good digging. I mean, that's a good theory for sure. But I can take a look. Absolutely. I'll do a fuel trim test on it, and we'll get to the root.
Door is it's special.
Oh, okay. Gotta give it a little push and then pull. Nice.
And then the door doesn't stay open on its own either.
Oh, okay. Well.
Close.
Well, okay then. I'm gonna grab a jacket. It's getting a little bit chilly out here. Yeah. Well, it was nice to meet you. I can't tell you how long it'll take me. Hopefully not long. So, I mean, these Mini Coopers, yeah, it's a hit and miss with these guys.
Yeah.
So, oh, I like your dog. Okay, guys, here's the deal. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not familiar with Mini Coopers, so you know, this is gonna be. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of learning myself. What? No way. That's crazy, for real. Well, here's the deal. It tells us we have combustion failure due to fuel delivery. Mini Coopers just have a fancier way of saying we have a misfire. We have a combustion misfire. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do an injector balance test, and then I'm gonna go ahead and check the fuel delivery, the fuel trim itself. Okay, so on our fuel side, these are the things that I'm gonna check. I'm about to start it, and then we're gonna check our injectors right here, as well as our delivery. So injector one passed. So here's injector 2. Okay, and injector 2 is good. Oh, I think we found our culprit. Injector 3, baby. You guys hear that? Look. Oh, so we got a bad one on injector 3. Let's go to 4. Yep. All right, so it looks like 3 is going to be our main problem. All right, so it looks like our delivery to the injectors look good. All right, so we have sufficient fuel to the fuel injectors. We're just having a problem at the fuel injectors. Let me go a little bit further here. Okay, guys, so here's our live scanner for our active misfires. So as you can see, cylinder 1, we have nothing. Cylinder 2, we have nothing. Now, if you remember, cylinder 3 was our problem cylinder, right? But then remember her story, she said that it would happen randomly. Like it would drive okay, and then it would shut off, and then she would have to restart it. So we go down to 3, and it shows as a live scanner that we do not have a misfire at idle, just sitting here not doing anything. So we go to 4, and obviously, as you can tell there, that we didn't have a problem with that injector either. We only had a problem with cylinder 3. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this active on here on my scanner. I'm gonna take it around the block, and she said, you know, randomly it would just shut off and she would have to restart it. And when that happens, guys, we're gonna go through our data and see what cylinder had the misfire upon the incident. So let's see. So as you can see here, under smooth running values, cylinder 1 is showing quite a bit of signs of discomfort, if you will, as well as cylinder 2. It showed that we had a spike just a minute ago. Cylinder 3 and cylinder 4, however, they are both looking good. So cylinder 3 and cylinder 4 are looking good. So let's go to our misfire. Let's go to our misfire data here. Oh, let's see. All right, still showing no signs of any type of active misfire. So let's take her around the block. All right, so it's running a basically it's recording itself right now. So let's give this thing a little test drive. Oh, I felt it right there. It almost wanted to die on me. All right, I'm gonna stop it because we almost died just then. So we got a misfire in cylinder 4, misfire in cylinder 2, and nothing in 1. So let's keep going. That wasn't the misfires we were showing, guys. If you remember in the beginning, it said our initial freaking codes that it did say random misfires, which is what we have here. We have like 2, and I think it said 4. On this little drive is what we had. But what's saved to the ECM, what's saved to the computer, guys, is cylinder 3 and cylinder 2. So, and cylinder 3 showed signs of fuel injector problems when I did a balance test. So, let's keep going. So it's an odd one. So we do have active, so honestly, guys, we have active misfires in just about every cylinder. This car, I'm telling you, man. Oh, great. How do you turn on? Okay. Those wipers suck. All right, I'm gonna turn around and take it back. I don't want to get stranded nowhere. Hey, how do you turn off, dude? I didn't. Stop. Stop. Really? Here's the deal, guys. I checked the fuel delivery from the pump, and it showed that the pump was working correctly. Now, to get a better value of that reading, you would have to freaking, you know, hook up your pressure gauge to it. And which I'm gonna be real with you guys, I'm only charging these guys $50. Okay, so we made it. Safe and sound. Okay, so on an injector balance test, this is what's so odd, guys, is on an injector balance test, 3 failed. On a test drive, 4 failed. 2 failed, and it looked like cylinder 1 did not fail. But our codes, now let's go to our engine codes that we had stored. So on our engine codes, we did show signs for combustion failure in 2, which is what we just had, and then but we also showed signs in combustion failure cylinder for cylinder 3, which we didn't have on this drive, but we did have a cylinder 4 on this drive. But here's the deal. But further investigating into this combustion misfire cylinder, it told me it was fuel related. So then ergo, I went ahead and I tested the from the fuel pump to the fuel rail, which that had plenty of pressure. So there was plenty of pressure from the fuel pump to the fuel rail. I was thinking maybe she got some bad gas, maybe it was clogged up a little bit, or something in that scenario. But to my acknowledgement, it's gonna for sure be a fuel injector issue. I'm gonna go ahead and look at the fuel injector setup that it has, because like I said, I'm not really familiar with Mini Coopers. But I got a big old brain, so plenty of room to learn. All right, so there's a couple things I'm gonna check before I head out, and that's this air filter, and then I'm gonna pull out, because we were having more signs in cylinder 2 when we were driving, I'm gonna pull out this spark plug and just take a look at it. All right, so the spark plug obviously looks new, so. Oh, it's brand new, okay. Okay, so I'm sure you guys remember in the beginning of the video, she had said she did her own diagnosis and while investigating, if you will, on Google on trying to figure out the problem, and she read that about a fuel pump relay. But the only problem with that is it's not a relay, it's actually a fuse. All right, I figured out your problem, dude. It's all injector related. Injector? Yeah, I took a test drive around the block with it, and I had a misfire in cylinder 2, and cylinder 1, cylinder 2, and cylinder 4. But when you read the codes, it says it says random misfire, but it detects a misfire in cylinder 2 and cylinder 3. So those were like your 2 broadened ones, you know what I mean? So, but when I did my test drive, I didn't get anything from cylinder 3. But when I did my balance test, cylinder 3 failed. So I was like, what the hell? But you have plenty of fuel delivery from the fuel pump to the injectors. There's plenty of fuel delivery there. It's just an injector problem. Yeah, so I thought, you know, I was like, you know, before I just like tell you it's an injector problem and leave, I wanted to check like the air filter and the spark plugs. It looks like all those are new.
Yeah, we did do those.
Yeah,
That's where we kind of started.
Yeah.
Said that we had a misfire somewhere, and they suggested spark plugs, but for like $300.
But I would just, obviously you don't want to just replace one injector, you want to get them all done. So and anytime you do an injector replacement, you want to like put some good fuel treatment in there, because those are like, when those injectors are in there, they're freaking prime, you know what I mean? Brand new, they're prime. You put that cleaner in there, it'll, you know, it'll do more for the engine than later on down the road putting a cleaner in. Shit, you've done all that. If you're capable of doing the injectors, you can do them. If you want me to do them, just let me know, and then I can put you on the schedule to do them.
About how much would that cost?
So I would have to look it up because I've never replaced injectors on a Mini Cooper, so I would have to just look on my all data and give it.